move demand numbers 20, 78 and 82.
मागण्या सभाग्राम करासात. आता वैरी क्रमांक 4 A, B, C, D, E, F संबंधित मागण्यो सर्वश्री आमदार श्री हिरवी आर्यमाव विरोधी पक्ष फुडारी तसेच क्रूज सिल्वा विरोधी वीरेश बोरकर, एटन कोस्टा, विजय सरदेसाई, कार्लोस फेरेरा आणि वेंद्री वेगास आणि आपले कपास मानते.
Yes, because I would like to move cut motions listed against my name in the circulated list number 4.
विजय सरदेसाई.
Speaker sir, I would like to move the cut motions listed against my name in the circulated list number 4D.
वेंद्री वेगास.
Speaker sir, I would like to move the cut motions listed against my name in the circulated list number 4F.
कार्लोस फेरेरा.
Sir, I would like to move the cut motions listed against my name in the circulated list number 4E.
क्रूज सिल्वा.
Speaker sir, I would like to move the cut motion listed against my name in the circulated list number 4A.
एटन कोस्टा.
Speaker sir, I would like to move the cut motion listed against my name in the circulated list 4C.
वीरेश बोरकर.
Speaker sir, I would like to move the cut motion listed against my name in the circulated list number 4B.
कोण करता? पण एक लक्षात घालत की आज आम्ही डेड वर अपोजिशन सगळे आणि
Because sir, एक काल 3 आम टाइम दिला 3 और 28 मिनिटे रोलिंग ऑन उलेले ना बट काल 3 और 28 मिनिटे उलेले
डेड वगैरे तांकाय
सांगा
आम्ही त्याचे नाही
आमकां एक समजना चोय गव्हर्नमेंट सगळे बरोबर भाशेन कोता जाल्यार रुलिंगान कित्याक उलोवपा जाय जेन्ना कांयच ना उलोवपाक everything is good on that side, why should they be allowed to speak? Speaker sir, हिंगा उलोवपा न्हू speaker sir.
झालं रे
एक मिनिट दिवपाची speaker sir.
डेड वर
रुलिंगा काय ना
Speaker sir, legislative concept असा आणि तुम्ही आमकां अलाव केला की each and everyone is moving cut motions. पयलीं कितें आसतालें पक्षाच्या वतीन एकलो करतालो आता तुम्ही सगळ्यांक अलाव केला. सगळ्यांक अलाव केला बरं एक कट मोशना जेन्ना मूव करता आणि डिमांड जेन्ना पास करपाक ना एक मिनिट स्पीकर सर एक मिनिट म्हजो एक व्हॅलिड पॉइंट हा मंत्र्यान डिमांड मूव केल्या मंत्री डिमांड डिफेंड करतलो आम्ही ताका ओपोज करपाक कट मोशन मूव केला हाय काय स्पीकर सर दुसरे इतले मंत्र्याक कित्याक सपोर्ट जाय ना मंत्र्यान आपले डिफेंड करचे आम्ही आमची कट मोशन डिफेंड करतात उरिल्यांक कित्याक उलोवंक जाय
Speaker sir.
कित्याक उलोवचें
Speaker sir. Speaker sir.
विजय सरदेसाई.
विजय Speaker sir. आमच्या साइडींतल्यान फक्त 8 जण उलयतल्यात आम्ही एका वरान सोपयता आयज.
तुम्ही एक वर पासून चड कित्याक तुझे पळय स्पीकर सर कॅल्क्युलेशना प्रमाणे ऐक रोहन जे कितले उलयतलो प्लस तुमचे एक वर बिकम्स युअर शेअर कित्याक यू आर नॉट स्पीकिंग इन फेवर ऑफ द डिमांड वी आर इन फेवर ऑफ कट मोशन
श्री कार्लोस फेरेरा. आज आम्ही 7 रन सोपूया
including minister.
येस 7 रन सोपूया श्री कार्लोस
LOP 2 वरा आमचे including minister 2 वरा.
येस स्टार्ट श्री कार्लोस फेरेरा.
Here we are including minister 2 hours, including LOP 2 hours.
Honorable Speaker.
Yes, yeah.
And Michael, question Speaker, the point of order. आज सिरियस इश्यू आल्लो क्वेश्चन आल्लो मायकल लोक क्वेश्चन आता आयला कारण सांगूच नका क्वेश्चन काय करना आणि आता काय हो येऊ ना कोण येऊ ना तो काबरा येऊ ना कोण रे तो आणि कोण येऊ
विजय सरदेसाई बसून घ्या पे करते
बिकॉज आजची क्वेश्चन आला नका चेंज हे कर कारण सांगा तुम्ही.
येस कार्लोस फेरेरा. येस
Honorable Speaker, I rise to support my cut motions. I will speak on demand number 20, printing and stationery. Honorable Speaker, printing press and books are there. These books which we have got, they are all not being updated and we are not getting
एक
books.
एक एक काम करा मातशें बटन जे कोण उलोवपाचें आसा ते पयलेच प्रेस करात आं ऑपोजिशन सायड श्री
Wenzi?
वेंजवेकर सगळ्यांनी विरेश बोरकर सगळ्यांनी बटन प्रेस करा पहिले
Cruz lagi mar. Cruz. Honorable Speaker, I was speaking about printing of books in the printing press. We have enactments and we have got other books. But when we are going in to get reprints of these enactments, complaints have come to me of my colleagues. They have said that, let us say that the edition is 2024, but they are not updating it with all the amendments which have come in up 2024. The book says it's a reprint of 2024, but it has an updating of 2012 or something like that. I'm just stating and giving an example, it's not exactly that, but maybe 4 or 5 amendments are missing in the book. But you are selling it now by putting a stamp of recent republication. So this is one complaint, because when people, even I've had that occasion once, when I bought the book in the morning, took it to the court and argued, and the judges told me there is some other amendment to it which was not there in my copy. So they are having the problems and they are not being updated. Second thing is about cost. I think we all know that ignorance of law is not an excuse, but books have to be, and the gazettes have to be made available to us at a subsidized rate. You will make the money because you will get good sale of the books, but if you are putting them at market value prices, because the books are quite expensive, I think that it's not just lawyers who buy, even litigants, citizens who buy the books. So they are paying quite high prices, which means you're virtually making prohibitive to buy unless it is virtually needed. So these are the two issues I want to talk about the printing press. As far as tourism demand is concerned, demand number 78, the footfall. There is a statement which was made by the Honorable Minister that we have had an increase in the footfall, but that does not seem to reflect when we go to the tourist places, whether in the heritage places or whether we go to the beaches. That kind of vibe is not to be seen, and including hotel occupancy rate is not as much as what should have been, because if the footfall is much, that footfall probably, I don't know what basis it is calculated. Is it calculated merely on the arrivals and departures in the flights, or is it on the occupancy in the room rates, room occupancies? Because if it is flight, it is people. I also travel up and down. I can't be considered as a tourist who goes and comes. The shacks are almost empty. The restaurants are also quite empty. And during the year ending, it was a quite sad scene where people were complaining they were not even doing business. One thing I feel, Honorable Speaker, is this bread and breakfast. There is a policy which the government of Goa has introduced of bread and breakfast, and I think that the bread and breakfast is taking away a chunk of the business of the licensed hotels. These people who have got these accommodations, they are coming, they don't even go to a restaurant, they bring a cook also sometimes. They cook inside those houses which they take on rent, and then they go. Now see, there's a difference between this. I'm not naming that Airbnb because that's a trademark of a company, but you have started a system of bread and breakfast, and what they're doing, they're virtually running these bread and breakfast in the sense that they're giving you rooms on rent as if like Airbnb. So when they are giving houses on rent or rooms on rent only for short-term stays, they are not even registered with the tourism department. They are running by themselves. You contact a certain number. Sometimes those people are not even staying here. They are staying abroad and running these places through some local caretaker. And these are very, very much, they have a lot of business. They come in their own vehicles. They don't even interact or give anything boost to the local economy. And some of them even come with sacks of rice inside their vehicles, and then they cook their food. So this is one issue which is to be attended to, and I think this has to be looked into. Now I want to point out about bread and breakfast. When you are giving this policy, there are certain issues which are coming up, and I think the government should look at these issues. One is about this homestay. I'm talking homestay. First is, sometimes some people have 2 rooms for homestay. but not all the whole house is not for homestay. They will have a place for common breakfast or maybe common meals wherever they have the meals, and maybe they will have a space where they can sit. But what is let out is merely 2 rooms and the owner stays in 1 or 2 other rooms. Question now what comes is about how do they pay the tax, house tax? How is the tourism department supporting them in that? Next is, if I was to see it independently, I would say you are running a business. And if you are running a business, how can you run business in a residential premises without getting a conversion sanad, which means land revenue code sanad? You can be fined for it, you can be pulled up for that. Then you require, if you are running a homestay, it means, and you are providing bread and breakfast, would it not require pollution control board certificates and clearances? What about the electricity charges? Will they be charged you on a domestic? I see that they are charging you at higher rates because you are now registered, and therefore you will have to pay higher rates of electricity, which means even when you don't have customers, you are going to be paying all these fees for all these things which you don't provide. So if you want to make bread and breakfast effective, then I think you need to provide these kind of facilities to the people. In these Airbnb options which are there, I pointed out last time that you are giving now a certificate of registration for 5 years. Honorable Minister, there is a 5 years you do a registration. What happens is that many of them have not even got NOC from the societies, but they are registered and you put a condition subject to obtaining it, but they already got a 5-year clearance. They are running it in those societies, and there should be a mechanism to check. If you are given a time limit, it should pop up on your system that this is still not complied with. Give them time. If they can't give it, then you should ask them to stop. I'm not saying just chop off everybody, because it should be helpful, not to obstruct. But what happens is the remaining residents are getting worked up. We have not accorded, we are not getting anything, we get no fees also out of it. And then the whole system starts getting worked up against these people. And what happens is that these tourists who come in these Airbnb, they want to play in the pool, they want to have their parties there, they inconvenience the locals, and therefore this becomes a big problem. Next, I want to talk about these foreign junkets which are being done. I would like the Honorable Minister to, he's already given us the cost of these junkets, but the need for traveling to these destinations, because after having gone to it, you have made a study, all right, we are looking for this market, we want to invite them. The question is, a report I think should be tabled so that we know that, or at least put in public domain as to how you have interacted and what is your expectation. And post-trip, maybe after a period of 1 year to study, has our trip made an effect? Do we still market here? Do we increase our marketing there? Maybe you could repeat that. I'm not saying don't necessarily, but if it is a wasteful trip, then why would you make it? Then I think that you can just ignore these kind of things. There's other aspect is, whenever anything is being made, including changes in your policies and all that, I would request, let there be a greater transparency and engaging of everybody inside. There is one aspect which always affects our tourism, is about these influencers who are causing a lot of negative publicity. There can be 2 factors, certain factors which play a role there. One is, some have been hurt where some place. Some could have been not had a good experience. Third is, I could look at some of them also as being put up to try to destroy our tourism. Fourth could be, they are trying to promote some other venue by damaging ours. So I think that we need to find out the motives behind this, not immediately chase them. Sometimes if they are right in what they point out, I think we need to rectify our system instead of saying, no, we are fine. But if sometimes genuinely some of their concerns are true, what we see, sometimes we look and we ourselves laugh at those things. But I think that if we can accept it broadly, I think if we can correct it, I think we'll be able to capture those people also into our fold, and perhaps they could be our ambassadors one day, because they may themselves say, it is our thing which has worked and now we accept that the department has done it. I think you look at it positively, don't look at it negatively. File an FIR, file a case, chase him, then the right of freedom of speech, all these type of things will start going on, and you'll endlessly be fighting litigations in the court. It will keep us moved into the doldrums, into bad publicity. There is one concern of mine in respect to my constituency about the Poma Spring. In the Swadesh Darshan scheme 2.0, in the reply which was given, I've seen that the work has been tendered, but according to your answer in writing, you have said it's a timeline of 6 years. So if you could just clarify on that, and if that can be expedited, because the spring is currently, the Poma Spring is quite in a dangerous situation and condition. Even people trip, tiles are broken, and toilets are not usable. Honorable Minister already had visited that 2 years back, so I would request that if that can be attended to. There is another thing which I want to point out. I will just pass this. This was an answer given by you to me. Answered question 41, answered on 24th July. It's about all your spaces which you have given on rent and all this. I'll just pass that annexure 2. I will just request you to look at this. I'll just say which serial number. Look at serial number 1. Kalangut parking. I hope you got that page. Kalangut parking. It's gone to Karnataka Commercial Industrial Corporation. A lease amount is 62 lakhs. With effect from, please see that effect from 13/12/21. Draft agreement under submission, however, work order, and that its sentence is not complete. But why from 2021 there is no agreement yet? Then look at it at number 3. Kolva parking lot. Sohan Zuarkar, 17 lakhs. Date of signing agreement is 2023. Amount collected nil. Go to number 6. Helipad at Ella, Old Goa. Soaring Aerospace, Haryana. Agreement signed on 14/11/2022. Your annual license fee is 60 lakhs. Again, you say 14/11/2022 and write collected, amount collected. I've said total amount collected, not just for this year, nil. Panaji Park is given to Trishul Buildtech. 63 lakhs is plus GST from 19 January 24, which means 1 year has over. Nil. Then look at 9, serial number 9. Santa Monica Jetty is gone to Shanta Infratrack. It's 16/7/2021, and the answer on the right side is amount collected for the period 16/7/23 to 15/7/24 is 1,23,000. What happened to the other period from 21 to 23 and 24 and 25? Because if you have the money in your coffers, you'll have money to spend. You'll have money for your projects. It can't be that the state is suffering and then we are on borrowings. Please look at number 23. Is Kalangut Poryat. Again, Suhan Zorkar. He has not paid anything earlier. But now you're giving him for 26 lakhs 50,000. Right now you're giving him 27 June 2025. And look, please turn over to the next one, serial number 24. That also Mangesh is being given to him also, 13 lakhs 50,000, where letters issued on 13 June 2025. Of course, nil will be because it's right now. But my question is, a man who pays nothing, a man who pays the department nothing, it just says nil, and you're still giving him? Should he have not been classified as a defaulter? Should he not have been excluded? I have nothing personally against any person. But I say for the department, for the government, I think we should be able to recover these amounts and make sure that your officers who are misleading you are not place these facts to your brought to your attention should be hauled up, because this is a loss to the department. Who will recover? Even interest should be recovered from these people. That advertising we are doing, that this thing, that outdoor advertising I'm not talking, because since we are doing the bill, so I'm not going to talk on that. This I want to say, on your IT, don't you have a scheme under which you can give children belonging to the SC/ST community laptops? Because if you have that, then I feel that you should have a scheme to give them timely. It should not be that mid-year you're giving, it should be earlier. Or at least give a certain amount where they can buy the latest equipment. What happens is, normally you see the tendering processes, if it's for a laptop, you will tender now. 3 months later, they will give you today's model, or maybe something which is just available. So by the time it goes down 3-4 months the line, that model already starts becoming obsolete. And by the time it's delivered to the student, it doesn't work. And most time, I know that when my children were in school, they were playing just computer games maybe for 1 or 2 months, and that computer or laptop even stopped working. So not to make this, should not be a waste. And training of SC/ST students under IT schemes and knowledge projects, if that could be done something so that they can have that kind of facilities, because I think giving them at this level, I think will go a big way of boosting their level in IT and educational sector. Obliged.
तुम्ही पळयतात GNH.